I know this has been a bit of a wait because technical difficulties and some other stuff come up. So no worries. But
It's
Mr.
just the way it works.
Yeah, it's just the way it works. It's just the way it works. It's
I
okay.
think. Oh, not that one. Hold on. That one?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, like I said, everyone, Mr. Frog is having technical difficulties,
Of
so
course.
just
Of
bear
course, I'm
with
having
us.
technical difficulties. Why is my camera not?
It's
Is
so
that tied
technical.
to? There's nothing else that it's tied to at the moment.
Yeah,
Nothing else is open. I like seriously went around and closed everything because I was having so many issues.
yeah. No, it's all right. I think yeah, we'll
I think
just
anybody that knows me knows
yeah.
that I have issues with this rig.
It's okay. Yeah.
I
What? What?
don't. Do you have? Oh, okay, okay. I see. There's chat.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not in your show quite yet. I haven't been able to open another tab yet. Why isn't my camera not working correctly?
It's all right. Yeah.
This
It'll
doesn't
just
make
show like a.
sense.
It'll just show like a. What is it? It'll just show like one of the old
Yeah,
film
but
reel things.
there's nothing else that's using it. Discord's not using it. StreamYard's not using it.
Yeah.
And it's got a red light on it. Hello,
It's
everyone.
yeah. Hello. We're having fun with technical stuff because you know how that goes, right? When you're trying to make content and your computer, like, so I've had the issue where my computer has shut down on me, and it gives me the blue screen, and then it restarts, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fun. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but it's one of those things. I think I should be able to at least, yeah. You'll
It's
just
just
show
gonna
the.
feel that.
It's okay. We'll just be like,
If it decides to want to actually glitch for whatever reason and show
yeah,
me, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with
yeah.
it. All the lighting and everything's all set up correctly.
So, how
And
long have you been a film projector? How long have
uh,
you been that?
how long have I been doing the film projector thing? That's only been tonight. No, as far as creating content on the internet,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
really been doing this for a couple years.
Oh wow,
Just
really?
just yeah. I call this season 3
This summer.
because it's kind of it's like I started in December
Mm,
12th,
December 12th.
December 15th,
Oh,
a
15th.
few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, technically, I'm only 2 years old.
Well,
You wouldn't say
that's
you're 3 until you're 3, right?
I I wouldn't know.
And that's why I say season 3 because I'm like, well, I'm working on it.
Yeah,
Season, I mean,
I just started like what was it? I started live streaming part. I've put up recorded videos, but live streaming I started maybe
Sammy.
9 or 10 months ago. Hey Sam. Yeah. Hope you keep yeah, we're doing all right here. We're alive. We're still moving. we're just we just have camera difficulties. That's
Everything
all.
seems to be working just fine,
Yeah, except everything else.
except for everything. Right.
Yeah, I had that same issue too when I was on the lumpy potato roundtable. I
Oh,
couldn't my camera wouldn't show up, and so the only thing I couldn't really do anything. So
how
that's
did
why
you get on a lumpy potato round table?
I just said, "Hey, I'd like to come on." That was the first roundtable. The second roundtable is going on, I think, on the 22nd. So you have an opportunity if you want to just enter in your
Sure.
name.
I know that I've actually, been around the whole partner program over and over again as actually selected the
Mm,
second round yet again. I was selected. I was part of the first round, and I actually
mm,
got selected for the second round.
thanks, Sam.
It's actually kind of fun, kind of interesting,
Mm,
kind of a different feel when it comes to trying to create a community when it comes to uh, a new platform doing something.
mm,
Uh, I like Rumble doing it. It really kind of, I think, they did a good job at doing what they've been doing.
mm.
It's grown quite a few channels, Now I
Yeah.
get it. I get it now. There's a bunch of channels. There's a bunch of channels or whatever that are still out there that didn't catch, the first or second rounds and didn't get promoted through and didn't get catch a bunch of extra little. But
Yeah.
and that's the thing is now the if and like I said, I didn't make it there yet. So here let me do this here real quick. So if I
Mm.
go and I go to my Rumble and actually go watch this show that's actually going on right now,
Yeah.
and find you
Mm.
and share it somewhere, which is intent, which most people should do, right? I mean, that's kind of if you're on somebody else's show, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd want your friends to
To come along.
right to come along, right?
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
that's what the intention was supposed to be. So it's like if you selected 100 people to be part of a program that are not affiliated with each other, and they're each one of their communities starts intermingling with each other.
Mm-hmm.
If I have 900, you have 900, the next person has 900. All of a sudden, all three of us have over 2,000. You
Yeah.
think about it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you could really grow a community as long as you're doing the networking side of it as well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
going around and talking to each other like it was normally intended to be for how you grew a YouTube community. You wanted to
Yeah.
grow, you kind of like, hey, I haven't talked to this guy. I should get this guy to come around. I had lawyers come around. I've had different people come around. I've had several different people in the
Yeah.
past few years of doing this come around and join me for whether it be conversation with just me
Mm-hmm.
or conversation on like a Friday open.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
What? What happened? Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Oh, did his computer? Oh no. Oh, I hope his computer didn't crash. Yeah, Rumble's blowing up my channel on here. Oh. Blowing up your gear go was opening very consistently and I would get zero. Yep, his computer fell. Oh no. Oh no. I feel you, Frog. I feel you, Koolfrogg. You have the link, so come back on anytime. But man, that sucks. My current channel I started in November and it's doing good. Yeah, no, I started. Let's see. I started this in. I started my YouTube one first, and then my no. I think I had Rumble too, but it was still back when Rumble was still a like the stuff was still weird and all that. Um, I what's up? Yeah, what up, General Duality? Nice to see you here, dog. But yeah, I started it. I can't remember, but I'm like, yeah, what's up? I started doing recorded videos, like I've said before. I did recorded videos, and then when I just bought like the pro package on Rumble because it was the only other way I could do live streaming unless I had like 5 followers, which is like it was taking forever. It's like, you know what, $10 a month, not that bad of a deal. Let's go for it. So I did that, and I've been live streaming ever since on both YouTube and Rumble. Oh, he's back.
I think I'm back.
Yes, you're back, sir. Your computer crashed, didn't it?
Why can't I hear you?
Oh, I'm here. I'm on.
Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, no, it was my side. I was muted.
Oh, you're right. So I'm guessing your computer crashed.
Yep. That's just like, oh no.
Yeah, I've had that happen before. No worries. It's just that if it crashed while I have the studio thing up, that's I have to start a new stream.
Oh no.
Yeah, they don't have a way of you getting back on through. I mean, you can get back into studios. That's fine. I just can't. I just can't get. I just can't get back to the stream through studios once that happens. So, yeah. So that's that. But
You got general duality. What's up? What's up?
yeah, General Duality is in Cobra Cast chat when I first met him, and
Oh, okay.
so I've had him on at least once, and he's always welcome back on again. It's just through this sort of progress of having people on, it's more of just like get new people on and then have old people come back, and so I've always invited old people I've had on back, like Jen. But
Mhm.
the thing of it is like Rumble is connected to millions, YouTube is connected to billions. I have this wide field of people I can sort of reach out to. Most of it through Twitter X, obviously. That's how I was able to connect with you on there. But
Right.
it's just the amount of people I've had, uh, asked to come on and no response or a response and then nothing in return. It's sort of like,
Yeah, I've dealt with that. I've dealt with that in my time of doing things or whatever, having people, oh, this or that with my wife or something or whatever. As if, come
that's a good.
on.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. If you and your missus on, that's fine. It's just, it's still a grind. Obviously, still grind. And again, it's not a,
Yeah, but when they don't get back to you afterward in any way, shape, or form, you know that yeah, there's something with my wife is the fib to go
yeah,
along with it, whatever.
yeah. No,
Oh
that's understandable.
no.
Uh-oh, don't tell me you're gonna crash again.
Yeah.
Uh, I can still hear you.
Yeah, I crashed.
Oh no. Oh,
That's interesting that we can still hear each other.
yeah. No, I can still see you. Your thing's looking the pixel on it look fine. So as long as I can hear you, I think you should be good. Are you still there?
I
Hello.
am I?
Yeah, you're still here. I hear you.
That is so weird.
Yeah. So but
No,
anyway,
that
yeah.
that actually that tells me a lot.
Yeah. Well,
I
good.
I replaced the graphic card on here.
Oh, that might be part of the issue because it,
Well, I see. That's what I thought the original issue is because the original graphics card had an issue. So this is a new graphics card. So I'm
mhm.
wondering if it's not the slot going from the graphic card to the motherboard as opposed to it just being the motherboard.
Is it have you do you keep it compatible with your stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah. Everything's all. That's why
Okay.
I'm like, there's something that's just not like power wise. It's just not working. I've replaced the power supply on it too.
Yeah, I would. My first thing is just make sure all your drives and stuff are updated because I've done that too. And then you kind of just have to do the old Google search and just kind of like, oh, what's wrong with this today? What's wrong with this today? Oh, let me check. Da, 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 da. You're just like,
No, it's good to know that you can still hear me though, because if you can still hear me, that means if I've ever done this before and I'm like
mm,
live, that
mm.
I shouldn't say anything. I shouldn't cuss or swear,
No,
knowing that everybody would still hear me.
no. It's my thing is like they're the big words that are just like off to the side, just like leave them alone. But for the most part, I don't care if you curse, because I
No,
want
I mean like you get like super angry and like curse out like 3 or 4 words or whatever. Yeah.
you mother, you're such an sob. Yeah, I don't care too much about the cursing part. It's just the big words, the words that kind of can get you in trouble on YouTube. Because I have a different perspective. I mean, maybe not too different, but I have a slightly different perspective on content. Doing this content creator thing, and my gist of it is that no platform should own your stuff, like no one platform. And of course, I know maybe some people see that differently, but yeah, oh, he's gone. All right, well, it was good for a while. He'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be back. Well, at least I have you chat. At least I have you watching and probably laughing at me or lurking, whatever. I don't care. But hey, as long as you're here, leave a like, a follow, a shamble ramble or something, a comment. I don't care, because it helps out in connecting with others and hopefully being seen one day. But I think for the most part, I'm doing pretty well. Uh, 30 on YouTube, 105 on Rumble. I think that's pretty good. So the more people I'm able to connect with, the more people I'm able to reach, and that's the whole point. Follows, likes, and donos are secondary, or bonuses, actually, just bonuses, but whatever. I'm just me. But oh, he's back. Well, we'll wait for him to get settled because I think he may be technical issues, but that's okay. We'll roll along with it. But yeah, for me, content creation should be more of a you thing than a platform thing. Like I get platform loyalty and stuff, and certain platforms have like better pay or whatnot. Like,
I, I really, it's so annoying.
is it did it give you a blue screen and tell you what was wrong?
No, it does not.
Uh, do you have?
It goes to a black screen, and basically all the fans decide to kick up.
Then it may be a
Oh my
graphics card then.
lord!
So it may be graphics card.
It's so annoying. Eventually, it actually it just did it again.
Yeah, yeah, that's understandable. I would.
I've replaced this graphics card though. That's the problem.
Well, it might have.
That's why I said it can't be the graphics card again. It actually
Right.
has to be like the slot to the motherboard, which is the reason why I kept on saying after replacing everything, it has to be the motherboard. It has to be the motherboard. Have to replace the motherboard. I hate
What's
that
your
our
motherboard?
conversations about this, but whatever.
Yeah. What's your motherboard?
I don't seriously. I don't remember off the top of my head. I would have to look it up again.
Oh, yeah. I have a. For that might be the. Oh yeah, there you go. There's general duality. Give it a little hint. Have you installed the drivers for it? That might be the problem.
Yeah, all the drivers are installed for it. It's not like I said. There's been several. I've been having an ongoing issue with this for a while, and that's why I said it's kind of weird that all of a sudden I'm able to actually hear you.
Yep. But probably only.
Like we're able to hold a conversation over the top of this
Yeah.
graphic issue. It really seriously gives me a little bit of hope that I don't have to actually replace the motherboard if that's the case.
Right,
And
but you're still
I
gonna.
should be able to figure out. Like I've opened this chassis up here within the next day again or whatever, and I'll take a good look at it. And
Yeah. Yeah.
today's been one of the worst days.
Well, it's not the worst. I mean, you're still alive, so that's something.
That's true. That's
The worst day is when you can no longer do anything. That's the worst day. It's like when you're a decaying corpse or cremated. That's when it's the worst day because you can't do anything after. But it's not the worst day.
Where are you out of?
What?
Where are you out of? What state?
Oh, Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana. I don't know what. So what state does that mean?
Indiana? I'm just kidding.
People live in Indiana.
People do live in Indiana. Okay.
Yeah. Like Idaho. People live in Idaho too.
I'm in South Dakota, so less people live here than.
Well, yeah, you get so cold there during the winter. It's like, how are you still alive?
The thing is I come from Minnesota, and the distance between each whatever line of latitude, I'm the same exact distance away from the equator as I was when I lived in Minnesota. So I didn't move any further north or south from when I moved. I just moved directly west. Directly west. So temperatures are pretty much about the same. Minnesota was actually a little colder when it came to the most of it. Here, we get some weird weather patterns and massive fluctuations.
Right.
There's a lot of people that know where I'm actually at or whatever. I've been doxed several times. This area has been well known for its Chinooks, which caused the snow off the top of the mountain to actually fall over the top of the city when the wind blows. So after you already get the snowfall, you get the snowfall that gets blown over the top of the mountain. And it can be very, very deep, and they don't plow. They don't plow. They don't plow until everything's done and over with, and then they go and they clear the city. So they actually shut down the city.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would think so too after something like that. Jeez, I mean, my job won't shut down unless it's like hell is coming. unless hell is coming.
Right, exactly. You come from Minnesota. They salt and they do all these things or whatever.
Yeah.
Before you get up in the morning, and by the time you're out and about, these roads are generally clear unless it's generally.
Mm. Yeah, no, I've only been to Minnesota out once in my life, and it was towards Minneapolis, where, of course, the Mall of America is, right?
Yes, I worked out of the Mall of America actually.
So I was there with my family a long time ago, and we went there during a time where my dad had to be out there for something, but we went out there, and during a can you still hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, anyway, there was like the Y was doing at the time was doing a special event, and so we got for a price we got these wristbands, for all the rides and stuff
yeah,
for
yeah.
a certain
hmm
price, and we got to
Right.
go on all the rides until like a certain period of
The
time.
whole
But
day pass. Yeah,
yeah, it was pretty much like that, and it was pretty nice. Like I liked going in it, but the mall is just so massive to do one day, and it's too
dude.
much.
I worked in there, so it's like every single day that you'd go in or whatever, you'd be like super dead, and you'd contemplate, is it
Mhm,
going to be a busy day or is it going to be a slow day? Because it was one or the other. It would never be random, in between. It was
mhm,
one or the other,
mhm.
extreme.
Yeah,
Like it's so dead where you're like walking out into the hallways and looking at the people in the other storefronts and just being like, wow, nobody today, eh?
yeah.
And the next you're slam jam packed. You don't get a chance to take a break.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
so
I
yeah.
I can imagine holidays are a bum rush.
They were actually more fun than any. And as
Really?
far as that go, yeah, I worked in a shoe store. I
Mm,
actually I was actually considered the top salesman in the United States at the time because seriously, because it sells so many shoes on a regular basis. Like
nice.
get old ladies walking out with 3, 4 pair of shoes.
See, for me, it's like for something as big as the Mall of America, I'm still surprised it's still around because there are a lot of malls around America, not the Mall of America, but around
Right.
America that kind of
Right. Yeah.
shut down.
hmm
And once a store loses too many of its anchor places,
Yes. Yes.
it's
The thing is I'm actually kind of surprised that it's actually still open as well. As
yeah,
after the whole George Floyd rolled up into COVID incidents, because there are several things that happened in the mall, like within a short period of time. There was a man
right.
that had pushed a child off the third floor of the mall. And the child hit the ground or whatever, survived, just
Oh,
broke
thank
like
goodness.
almost every body, every bone or whatever. The um, Shortly there, because I remember walking in, coming off the bus,
Mm,
walking into the mall, and looking over and seeing dude get arrested and not know what he was getting arrested for. To find out that he was the dude that just pushed this guy over this kid over the railing.
jeez.
To shortly thereafter to be taking a bus and being scared to even wear a jacket for the
Mm,
most, as people are just kind of looking at you a little strange or whatever, like why is there this white dude walking around in downtown Minneapolis or St. Paul, and they're
right.
like type thing or whatever. It's just like you didn't if for a while I'd carry a Switch with me or whatever, a Nintendo Switch, so I could play games while I was on the buses and all, whatever. It was fine. All
Yeah.
of a sudden, it was all at one time. It was like, nope, not carrying anything with me anymore.
Jeez.
To not taking, transit systems because of everything that was going on. To
Mhm.
being like, let's get the heck out of here. we
Yeah,
took off.
that's
We took off into another suburb that wasn't connected to the metro system or whatever to get away
mhm.
from that, because it was so bad. It's horrible.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine people still living in that condition.
yeah, you'd be surprised at what people will put up with to keep what they have. I mean, it's basically a human nature thing, right? Like a freedom once given will be fought to death for, right? Like,
hmm
you put any right or whatever freedom in there. You could put abortion, you could put Second Amendment, you could put freedom of speech, you could put certain type of vehicle, whatever. Any freedom you can think of, you can put it in that sentence, and people will fight to death for that freedom as long as it's been around. Short-lived ones, not so, but
No,
long one,
right.
long-lived ones will be fought for hard because that's just how we are. Once you have that freedom, like the like the stuff in Portland, right? Like the whole laws they made that drugs are pretty much all good to go. You could just whatever, right? If they try,
You notice that they actually just released something within the last few days that they were going to recriminalize some drugs because of the overabundance of fentanyl
Mhm.
and other drugs or whatever. They actually changed that. Seriously, within the last week. Within the
Jeez.
last week, there was something that was put out saying that they were going to recriminalize certain drugs because it's like, well, you should have never decriminalized them in the first place. Because now, does everybody really seriously know that you recriminalized it?
Yeah, for me, that's the thing with like, you'll hear people say, "Oh, well, all drugs should be legalized," right? And they'll take care of like all the stuff like cartel stuff and black market stuff and all that. But like it's legalizing illegalizing drugs is a very not midway point because there's no middle way for it, right? If you illegalize top drugs, then you have people whine and cry and moan and stuff because they'll hit like what
Mm-hmm.
uh ganja or whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
if you legalize all of them, guess what? You have like California, right? You have a pittance of people who are just all around just zombies. You either have people complain and all this stuff, or you have zombies. That's your two choices. There is no in between for this,
True,
right?
true.
There's no in
Right.
between. And I hear this, and of course, I've stated this to many people. Like I don't care about politics. Like this for me will be my last year I vote in anything. But for me, all political identities are just BS
Why would you say that this would be the last one that you actually voted?
because I don't care. Because I
Well,
keep
if you don't, I'm just and I'm an advocate that everybody should, but
right.
when it comes down to it,
Yeah, it's a choice.
if you this is going to be your last time that you're going to, is
Mm.
there a reason that this is going to be the last time?
Because I don't see people changing very much whether they do vote or not. Like we
Is there
vote.
somebody in particular that you're voting for that are we privy to that knowledge?
I will keep that apolitical for right now
Okay.
because there's all because you know how it goes, like controversy and all this stuff. Like it will stay with me until the
No,
time.
and as far as that goes, I'm down. I'm down with you. You know, you keeping it private to yourself,
Yeah,
and that's because that is up to you.
yeah,
That is up to you, and that shouldn't be up to anybody to. And that's why I asked it the way I did.
yeah, yeah.
So me
Mm,
personally, for a while, and that's why uh, I get some people that really seriously look at me like I'm kind of strange because I come from Minnesota.
mm-hmm,
I have the tendency to have a lot of left leaning liberal thoughts and ideas,
mm-hmm,
type of thing or whatever. But when it comes down to it, find them grossly ridiculous
mm-hmm.
just as much as the right. And that's
Right.
why I liked Donald Trump so much
Mm,
because he wasn't in the political guy that's been there forever.
right.
Regardless to who it is, whether it be Joe Biden, Joe Manchin, or any other Tom, Dick, or Joe on the street.
Right.
He was somebody different. He was somebody different, and he's kind of getting to the point where he's starting to like wear out. Like, there's no way if he loses that he'll come back and forth. He might
No.
attempt to try to play like he's going to,
Mm,
but he would probably end up going to the point where he would choose somebody else
possibly. I just see this is the last rodeo. This is the last
to
show.
to go ahead and actually rally for.
Right.
He'd be like, I'm not going to be the president. This person over here, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I got
Yeah,
your back, dear. Let's go. Let's run with it.
that's pretty good.
You have big kahunas. You have bigger kahunas than I do sometimes.
Mm. Goodness.
I can, I'm just saying, I
Yeah.
could see him doing just that and actually continue to rally, but rally for somebody else
Yeah,
and
he's
say,
a
okay, I'm not the answer. Let's find the answer.
yeah. It's
And
he yeah,
he's
he's
got
a
such a following.
yeah, no, he does. He's a I would say he's a powerhouse. Now, have you ever read the book The Art of the Deal? Did you ever read it?
I have not. I have not. I do have it in my wish list of on Amazon for books that are in there, but so
Right.
it's one of those that I would enjoy probably reading, and I'd probably sit there and I'd probably be mad if I couldn't just sit down and read the whole thing through and through.
Right. I would definitely try to get that before. I'm not saying it will change anything, but I would definitely try to get that and read it because I'd read it ages back. I haven't read it again because once you read something once, it's sort of like whatever.
Hmm.
But once I read it, you kind of get to see what he is about in a sense. Now, of course, his ghostwriter, whatever his name was, Tony, whatever, had come out and was like, "Oh, this guy's bad" or whatever. But the thing of it is, like when you read it, you sort of he'll tell you, Trump will tell you plain blank of what he goes for and is right. Like he'll tell you, one of his big things was think big.
Yeah.
That's one of his things in there, and there are a few other things too. But um, it goes to show kind of not fully, but it'll show you kind of like the workings a bit of how he does. Not fully because you can never fully know someone even by just them telling you. It's sort of you have to live the person and no one can really live for you, right? But the thing of it is that sorry. The thing of it is, right, is that it's something worth trying to read, and then you kind of get a better idea of like, yeah, people will point out the faults, which is about with anything, but I think at the end of the day, when you look at everything people are more concerned about is security, provision, providing for either themselves or family, and and just the economic aspect all around. I think they look at Trump as sort of like his hair, the golden age for them, and it's very well. We're not all going to agree on something, right? Because we're all human. We all have our different tastes and whatnot. The thing of it is, right, is you kind of need to people need to sometimes step back from the emotional aspect and kind of just look at things because that's where you get this sort of bullishness, which I mean Trump is bullishness no matter what, so no matter what you do he's bullish. That's just
I'm
his
like,
thing.
call it out for what it is.
Yeah.
Both sides, whether you're looking at Trump or you're looking at Biden, they're both very, very foolish. And when it comes down to certain aspects of things,
Yeah.
some maybe more when it comes to it. I really don't. I despise Joe Biden.
Right.
I have for a long time. I
Mhm.
have since I was like 12 years old, and started first paying attention to things or whatever,
Mhm.
and hearing him passing bills like drug and crime bills, the 88 and 94 drug and crime bills that incarcerated more people in poverty than any. And you
Right.
just get, there's so many things that people forgot about
Mhm.
when it came to Joe Biden. It's
Yeah.
like Joe Biden didn't have dementia. Joe Biden has the ability to give everybody else dementia.
Mhm. Now, yeah, and I think we can all give our perspective of what we believe we see, even though none of us are doctors or psychologists, whatever it is to determine what who has or what dementia.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I think everyone can agree on to some degree that something's off here, and it doesn't make sense that you're kind of just parading us a corpse at this point. It's still moving, but it's like being a dead horse, except it's way past the point of expiration. So, but again, go back to my major point of like I'm I'm not political by any means. I don't care. I mean, you have to kind of pay attention to it because the rules affect your taxes, the rules affect your ability to do things, all
Mm-hmm.
this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing of it is, right, is like when I'm dead, none of that will matter. it will be. I mean, yeah, it'll affect people after, like family, whatever. But to me, my body,
I was
everything
just
that
gonna say,
is.
do you not have kids?
No, I do not. Um,
See, that affects a lot. That affects a lot. It's weird as it
right,
is.
I know. Yeah, yeah. No, I know. That's why I said. That's why I said. Me personally, not like after. Though it'll affect people after, of course, but just me personally, it will not fully matter because, or it will not truly matter because I'll be dead, and all that stuff will just be a go around. It's the avenue of humanity that's kind of been going in circles for ages now, and I think it's kind of just time to reset the clock and just kind of see what else we can do, because for right now, for me, political identities are just a BS thing. It's a tag for the tribe, and at the end of the day, that for me, just for me, no one else. Everyone has their own thoughts. You kind of have to take your own step back and figure out what is important to you and what is the best way forward for your own life. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm just tired of it. It's all very tiring. It's all very
Right.
sad, all very tiring. So nothing against you,
No, it
nothing
is.
against anyone. It's just my perspective of is that it's all BS. It really hasn't done much. You haven't really freed. You're not really free in essence. You're kind of one master of the other at a certain point. So, but that's just me.
Almost like we should actually go to the point of trying to remove the government that's there. Just absolve
You
it.
well, yes, you should be able to. I mean, not to not to advocate for violence, not advocating for violence, not advocating for harm against anyone,
No.
but but just sticking on the America alone, we should be in essence allowed to tar and feather our people who are supposed to represent us, right? Like they did a long time ago, right? They used to do
I
that a long
mean,
time ago.
if tar and feather is the lowest on the totem pole, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm calling for pulling out the guillotine, but whatever.
Right. Yeah, I understand it too. That was more like for aristocracy. But the
Right.
thing of the matter is that right now people believe they don't have the
Mhm.
power to change their government, which is kind of true because if you ever saw that movie V for Vendetta, right? Like it's based on a comic, whatever. But his statement was, the government should be afraid of its people, not vice versa, and that is true. But the problem of it is you have a lot of different people, a lot of different minds, and some of them don't will never agree, sometimes agree or whatever. The point of the matter is though, is that we the big building that's called Capitol Hill, whatever, it should not be we should not be beholden to it, no matter what the history is. It should be beholden to us, because
Mhm.
1,000 years from now, is that going to matter? Like no one's going to care about 1,000 years from now. They're going to care about next year or the 5 years or 10 years. But 1,000 years from now, no one's going to care about this stuff. look at Look at ancient history. I mean, does anyone care about how the Egyptians did all their stuff? They don't. You don't do the same thing they did to their people when they mummified them. I don't think we do that. So no one's sticking a straw up your nose at you when you're dead. So but that's just me. That's my perspective on all this stuff, because it does get kind of tiring. And so uh but yeah, I again, I don't like talking about politics very much, but it is what it is. It's part of the fabric of what we coexist with. So Eddie's off. And he's gone. All right, technical difficulties, everyone. Technical difficulties, but he'll be back. He'll be back stronger than ever. Um, I'll just I'll just put this up or wait for a bit. I won't not talk. But anyway, but yeah, I again, politics. If you're here, and thank you for watching, and I appreciate you all for watching. Whether you're someone I follow, you follow me, or whatever, it's much appreciated no matter what. Everything, the conversation is what I go for. Everything else is a bonus. Uh, I'm appreciative of it all the way. So, but yeah, that's just my perspective on it. I don't, it's going to affect other people who have families or don't have families or whatever. That's just how it is. But it's just tiring. It's very tiring. It's very non-action moving. Nothing moves forward, or it seems we get interlocked with our ideas, and our ideas just run away, and it's a mess. So, but anyway, moving beyond that point of all that gobbledygook, how are all of you doing today? Like, really, how are all you doing today? My day was, uh, what is it? It was, well, let me check Twitter. Hopefully, that's not out of it because he should be back shortly, maybe. Um, but yeah, I had a all right today. Today, as work was done and I was leaving, there seemed to be a fight that had started that was being broken up. So yeah, there was something. I was like, just I don't care. I don't care about you guys. I want to go home. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow won't be a day where I have to be cower in fear because someone decided to bring a weapon to finish things. So hopefully things will get resolved. But yeah, I that was something. I hope I don't have to experience that again. But this is life, right? Like almost anything can happen, right? Uh, it will be interesting times. Let's see. Okay, I'm sure he'll be back. But anyway, let's see what else. Yeah. So and the weather is getting nicer and all that stuff. I'm waiting for the day I don't have to worry about frost. I hate frost. I hate it with a passion. With a passion. So, but yeah, oof, it's this world's. Oh, he's back. He's gotta come back on his thing. Yeah, his mic is off, but I gotta say, you lasted longer without your thing on your camera on than you did with it off. Or no, you survived longer with it off than with it on. So if that helps, but yeah, so going beyond those points, like again, like these conversations, I like having with others, Koolfrogg or whoever, and we get to learn about our different perspectives. Um,
So annoying.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I stopped hearing you, and I was like, okay, it might have went off, and then you disappeared. And like, yep, he fell off.
The fun one is my wife's laptop is sitting right next to me.
Nice.
So I went and I logged in and I was gonna go hit up the chat real quick and be like, yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah.
As my computer restarted twice since the
Jeez.
last time I actually said something to you or whatever. So I'm like, oh my lord, are you kidding me? What the heck is really going on?
Yeah.
Why is it just all of a sudden wanting to do it now? Lucky for me, as far as Rumble goes, they do
Hmm.
allow me to actually for the whole contract with their thing or whatever. They do allow me to actually take 2 days off in a week. So being that I have only, I mean, technically I don't count Sundays
Mm.
as a days or whatever. Sundays because I simulcast with Darth
Mm.
as opposed to
Ah,
doing just by myself.
right.
I don't count that as a day, so that's the one day against me out of the five that they require me to do out of the seven. So
Mm.
that because it's one day out of that,
Mm.
pretty much for what it should, I can take one other day through the week, and I might just have to actually take it tonight
Right.
and go and tear this computer apart real quick and see if I can't see if there's a broken solder or something that's around where the graphic card plugs into the motherboard.
Yeah.
Take a good look, clean it up, whatever, make sure that it's set correctly. It's
Mm.
just to see if I can't get it to not shit on me.
Yeah. You're gonna be in for a night of troubleshooting. That's for sure.
I mean, and I usually have the tendency, so after a short bit of messing with it, just to be like, all right, I'll just go with what I got for now,
Yeah.
and eventually, it'll get to the point where I'm able to hang out for several hours without it actually kicking.
Yeah. It still has to be looked into because you're having so much trouble. Because it sounds like it's slapping your behind and you're just like, come on, just get the engine moving, come on. So, but but yeah, no technical difficulties like me. I still have once in a while my computer will sort of blue screen me and I'll restart, but it's not too bad. Um, but yeah, it's always fun when you're trying to figure that stuff out. It's always fun. That's what the internet's for. You can look that stuff up and kind of find if someone's dealt with something similar.
The thing is the interesting thing is back in the day when I actually went to school in like early 2004. I went to school for information technology, help desk type stuff or whatever. So having this issue and been troubleshooting it for the last couple of years, it really is something that really just eludes me, as I actually know what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
I have a piece of paper that says I know what the heck I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. There has to be a broken solder joint or something that's causing this fault.
That's why I said you're going to be in for a night of troubleshooting.
And I don't want to do all that. I don't. This computer's been through enough. It's been through enough, and it's time for replacement. It's time for replacement.
It's time to go.
I might have to actually throw a ticker up on the screen or whatever to see how much money I can actually accrue to fund the replacement of a PC. And I know, I get it. They're like, oh, you're gonna grift? What else are we gonna do?
Right.
Yeah, on the internet. We're on the internet. This is you try, utilizing that to the best.
Yeah, I just try to, again, it's like with getting people on, it's just kind of like you ask, and because if you ask too many times, it gets annoying, and I try to stay away from that. But I don't. Again, I've always said that the conversation is more important. I really, anything else like follows and stuff, they're bonus. But it's always nice when you have like.
Am I just annoying? Is that the problem?
No, you. No.
No, seriously, because I actually go to the point where I'll like every Friday I do open mic.
Okay, is that like comedy or?
No, just like anybody and everybody can join.
Okay.
Hold a conversation, talk about whatever it is that you wish to talk about. Now the group is of the most that joins me. AWR, Just Me Art Fan, Mr. Voice, the Mechanic, a couple others. She's aka Get a Grip Radio. These guys are like straight political. So, you're going to hold a conversation with them. You're going to be talking politics. You're going to talk and for the most, and in almost any level, of politics. It's almost amazingly how much any conversation turns political. What it is.
It's for me, and that's understandable, but for me it's the same with like content creators and doing just like the news, like the 24-hour news thing. Like for me, I get it, but when you have 1,000 other people right behind them doing the same sort of thing, it's sort of like it gets kind of, you're just getting their perspective on it, which is kind of like it's either
Correct.
similar or different from yours or for someone else's you just saw.
Right.
So I'm like, that's why I do this thing where I can just have a conversation with just about anyone and see where it goes, because it can go pretty much anywhere within reason, and that's what I enjoy most than just, let's talk about what happened in the news today and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, there are already like 50, like 1,000 of the people who do that. I don't care to do it. So I'll just talk about whatever. Some people like it, some people don't. But at the end of the day, you know what? I'm having fun with it.
Right.
I'm laughing at myself. That's the whole point.
Well, that's if you can't laugh at yourself at the idiocies of the stuff that you do, you just kind of you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, and that's what I when I saw like some people who and don't get me wrong, they had some credibility to what they were bringing up, like the choosing of for the content creator program, right? So there were some things that needed to be said, but at the end of the day, when you complain of not getting picked, it does feel like it's a sense of entitlement, like, yeah, these guys got picked because of so and so, or they aren't content creators, whatever, which is fine. Point out the people who because there were requirements put down. Some people met them, some people didn't. You're not the one who's choosing, but whatever. the point of the matter for me is like when you keep going on beyond that point, beyond the day of not getting chosen, it just feels like you're more about I should have gotten the views, I should have gotten the money, I should have gotten the followers, and it sounds very
You know,
yeah,
and it is interesting as interesting as it is when it comes down to it is, you know, that first selection,
yeah.
I never signed up for it.
Mm,
I didn't sign up. I didn't sign up to win. There's a bunch of people that signed up to win. I didn't sign up for it.
mm,
I got selected. I
right.
won. I won. So, you know, the jealousies of everybody else, you know, going along with it or whatever, they're, how come you got it? Or how come this, that, or the other? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I
Mm,
mean, there can't be a grain of excitement that, you know, somebody that was near and dear to you actually did get selected. And that
yeah,
way, when these newer people come around, like I just met Sammy C. I just met
yeah,
Sammy C within the last few weeks,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden he joined. He was in my chat on a Sunday.
Mm,
This so happened to be that Divinity was in Darth's chat,
mm,
and they met each other. And then us, and the next Thursday he's on her show.
yeah.
You
Use
know, and that's how the simple and easy way of proving that their program, regardless did,
mm,
it worked. My computer just took a shit on me again.
uh-oh. Uh
Mhm.
so but no, yeah, he was I found him on the Rumble community on Twitter X, and so
Mhm.
he was on with me first, and I know Divinity had asked him, and that was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Um,
It
so
was. It was cool.
yeah, so yeah, and then that's the other part of what I do this too is the connection factor because
Mhm.
next week, so every Friday at 7 p.m. I do sort of a pay it forward stream, right? Like, yeah, there was the whole thing with Flawed and Chris Pavlovsky. They did a Rumble raid and all that stuff, which was great. But they had $10,000. I do not. So it's kind of limiting at how much you can give, but still, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, I go around to all the people who are live streaming. I, give some money, I give a like, and then I kind of just, whether they see it or not, doesn't matter. The point of the matter is it's paying it forward to the platform. Maybe one day I can expand out, but I'm paying this out of my own money, so it's kind of like it kind of be careful. So I do that, and that's been helpful. But next week, Saturday, I actually have someone or actually two. There was a father and daughter streamer that I had
Mhm.
met on that thing, doing it, and they'll be on next Saturday because it's just like, hey, you want to come on? It's like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. And I was like, all right. So that's one positive note that comes out of it, and I'm always surprised that people follow me, when I go around doing that because I don't expecting anything out of it, right? I don't expect any donos or follows or whatever. It just happened. Nope, he's gone. He's gone. He'll be back. So I don't expect anything to come out of it, but it does, and it's sort of like it shows the power of reciprocity. And again, I don't do it for clout. I don't do it for, oh, I'm gaining this or that. It's sort of like, hey, I'm paying it forward on this platform that I want to grow and see succeed. Yes, it has growing pains. Yes, some things can be pointed out. That's fine. But at the end of the day, the people who are on here want it to be better. They want it to be great. They don't. There are a lot of people who want it to be YouTube light, right? Because that's where they come from. They come from YouTube. There's a lot of tools and stuff that YouTube has that makes it great to use. But coming to Rumble, it's missing some of those tools or some similar fashion tools, and people are just like, "Hey, I want." Oh, he's back. I want Rumble to be like YouTube, and it's like, why? I know the tool stuff is the faction part, but they'll get, they're gonna have raid function. They're gonna have certain other functions too. So it's got to be Rumble. It's got to be its own thing rather than YouTube. Because if it's just like YouTube copy, it's not really Rumble anymore. It's just YouTube Lite. And for me, it's like I understand both sides, but at the end of the day, it's like there are some
I'm back.
tools. People, hey, welcome back. Yeah, I was like when I stopped hearing noise, I was like, and he's gone. Sold.
It's so sad. I freaking hate it.
It's all right. We work
No,
with it.
it's not all right.
Well, I mean, you're gonna again once you're done with this, you'll probably go off and do troubleshooting. But for right now, for this stream, it's okay. We're making it work. But at the end of the day, it's sort of like
I feel bad though because it's like, oh, he keeps on popping in and out and
yeah.
can't, whatever.
But
And I'm as somebody that's been doing this for a couple of years, and I know that people understand that I have issues, but it's never really seriously been this bad.
right,
I've never had this many times that it's actually decided to actually throttle through, kick itself out for
yeah,
whatever reason.
hmm
It seems to be like a graphic card thing, but the computer in itself goes into like overheat mode, like it does, or whatever, and it actually like all fans kick in, and it just goes. So it's a really really loud, fan noise.
Have you ever looked at your task monitor while that happens?
Mm-hmm. I have.
Mm.
I've actually had Mad Mofo looking at it at the same time or whatever, and it wouldn't do it while he was watching it because I like shared screen with him so that he could actually watch all the things as it was doing, as it was, whatever, and it wouldn't kick out and wouldn't kick out, and I'm like, yeah, of course now it's not gonna. And then eventually we stopped doing it or whatever, and also it went out. He's like, "Did it go out?" I'm like, "Yep, it went out." He was like, "What the heck, dude?" I'm like,
Yeah, if it kicks
I
on
don't know.
again, then it must be a heat thing because it keeps hitting at a certain point. Fans go up, and then you've only got a few minutes, and then you're gone. So it's probably something's causing a lot of heat, which is causing your sensor to kick off. So I would start with that.
And that's what we thought too. Whatever. And we watched it. And watched it, and you just watching the sensor go, and it seriously never
Yeah, or either
come
that or
down to the. It would never actually, while the sensor was running, kick out. Like every time I tried to run it, I'm like, you got to be kidding. I'm like, you just want me to go ahead and run this thing all the time so that way I can run a computer without an issue. To run
welcome
diagnostic thing in the background.
Welcome to Technology 101, troubleshooting. It's gonna be your best friend, and for everyone. But yeah, I am not an expert. The highest thing I've gotten is like a CompTIA A plus. So, but I don't have very much hands-on experience. So I'm kind of sort of like rely on googling stuff and all that. But I mean, I like what I have.
No, I'm the same. In A plus, type situation, whatever. That's how far you went in education to actually get something, or whatever, to get a better job.
Yeah,
to be able to do certain things or whatever. And I seriously, I could go actually like try retesting again to actually update it.
Yeah,
because it's been so many years, and try getting a better job. But
so yeah, and it's and I like I said, the same thing with content creation. Like I know a lot of people like I like to earn the big money or whatever, and then be like full time. It's like, yeah, I don't. Even if I made enough money from the content creation, I still would have a part-time job because there's no way in heck I'd trust on it. There's no way heck. I mean, even a regular job, you can't fully trust on that either because some states are a right to work and they can let you go for any reason. So
most states are. Most states are.
I didn't say all states, but some states are like that, and so you kind of have to deal with that. But it's like they usually tell you need
at will laws, yeah,
at will,
yeah,
at will to work, whatever that is. But but there's some there are people who tell you need to have a few avenues of
the at will means they can let you go for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Yep, and it'd be a reason,
and they don't have to give you a reason.
Yep, and that's just the way it is. But you should always either try to improve to get somewhere else or have different revenue streams of revenue coming in, or because I also not that it's anything big,
but I left the job after 7 years on an at-will thing. It was really ridiculous. They were hiring people at the time, and when they let me go, and they gave me an at-will clause, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I looked at her, I'm like, "You got to be kidding me right now." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Whatever."
Yeah.
Hear yourself, lady. She's like, "Huh?"
Screw
'cause
you.
she's like, "Yeah, I need you to sign this." I'm like, "I ain't signing shit." She's like, "Huh? You have to." I'm like, "I don't have to sign an outgoing clause. Nuh-uh. You just told me that I have to go. I'm out." And I turned around and I walked out the door and I nonchalantly, with a swagger, walked myself out that motherfucking door. I was dating the floor boss at the time. So it was her understudy. That was the floor boss or whatever.
Right. Jeez.
And I looked across the floor and I caught an eye of her understudy. My at that time she was I guess she was a fiance. I guess. Look over and I waved at her, and she just kind of turned her head to the side or whatever,
Mhm.
and I gave her a shrug like I'm out, whatever,
Yeah.
and I walked out the door because before that I had to ask the because we would ride in together or drive in together. I
Mm.
asked her, I'm like, you have to go ask her for keys.
Mm.
Later gender reality, you have to ask her for keys so that way I can go home and get into my house. And she's like, huh? I'm like, I don't have keys. You have to go
Oh.
ask her for my keys. I don't have any. And she come back and she says those are her keys. And I'm like, I get that, but I don't have any. Can you tell her I don't have any and I don't have any to get in the house? And that's when she went back out and she come back and she goes, here you go. And I'm like, thank you. And I
Mm.
walked, and I'm looking at the guy that's sitting right there or whatever. I'm like, you gotta be, I said, this lady's been doing this to several people over and over again because she just doesn't like him. She does not like men. You know this, right? I look at this guy in the eye. I'm like, you know this, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, and you're not going to do shit about it, are you? And he's like, no. I'm like, because you got your head so far up hers and hers is so far up the next guy's. Y'all need to actually think about it for a few seconds.
Yeah.
That your close-knit family that you
Mhm.
guys like to actually run this business off of
Yeah.
is not good for your business.
Yeah.
He's
The
like, huh?
nepotism. Yeah.
I'm gonna write a review on this particular instance.
Yeah.
And like people are gonna know. And he's like, huh? I'm like, people are gonna know, dude. He kind of look at me like, who are you? And I'm like, you don't realize who you're messing with, whatever. I'm like, everybody in this town knows me, type of
Yeah.
situation. He's like, I come from this town. He's like, huh? I'm like,
Goodness.
like the town's not big enough, dude, for you to actually come into this town thinking that you can push people around. He
Yeah.
says it's not gonna look good for you. They had
That's
issues. They've had issues since. They've had a lot of issues since with a lot more people doing the same thing and actually writing bad reviews for them or whatever and telling them how bad their business really is. And they got like a nationwide business
really.
type. Uh-huh. It's like, wow, this is horrible. I can't believe how bad it really was. Nationwide business, but that was the home of it was in my hometown.
Wow.
Hometown really has a lot of businesses that started there that grew large.
Yeah. That's. Yeah.
It's kind of something. It's weird.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Before we continue on, so I usually let everyone know, or the people I have on at the top of the hour. At the top of the hour, I usually uh, put some time aside for people to promote themselves. I don't say shill or grift because those are just negative connotations, but to promote themselves. So go ahead and I know you should.
Shill or grift?
Yeah, or shill. I think you sometimes
You don't like the word shill or grift because
no.
I understand.
It's a negative connotation because they've been built that way. But but yeah, if you can later send me your link so that way I can put it in the description after because
can I?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can actually make it to the Rumble stream.
Yeah.
Real quick here, and actually leave a comment. That way you can just click on my name.
Yeah. I just
let's see if this allows me to do this real fast.
Goodness. But yeah, okay. You just go ahead and do your.
Rumble's been fixing some things, so Rumble's actually going to institute a raid feature here within the next few days.
yeah. No, yeah, yeah, I've been seeing that. So hopefully we'll see that. But
There. Oh,
there
what?
you go.
No, not that one. Why is it not that one? Not that one. Not that one. Not the Koolfrogg place. You don't want that one. Here, you want that one.
Yeah,
That's the channel you want.
there you go. So if you want, you can click on his username, go from there. Of course,
You should delete the Koolfrogg plays one. I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter.
but yeah. So again, like I said, if this is your time to promote yourself. So kind of like what links you want them to follow at, where do you want them to go, that sort of thing. So go ahead.
If I actually had a decent rig,
Yeah.
Koolfrogg plays would probably be is something that I would use and probably play a lot of City Skylines, live to, because I enjoy the game. It's City Skylines 2 just came out not so long ago. It's super
Nice.
fun, and I'd probably stream it if I could. But for whatever reason, this rig that I have is just a piece of junk, and it doesn't. So if you can, help me out, buy me a coffee at coolfrogg.com. There's a PayPal at Koolfrogg. You check out any of the shows that I do. I throw a description line that actually has those links to it. So you can go like last night's stream or whatever, and you can find those links if it was something. I usually go live every night at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So in about 2 hours. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are news, politics. I usually call them newsreels, where I just kind of go through the daily news that I had found interesting, that I thought that I might have something to go along with. I've had a lot of people tell me thank you for story hour when it comes down to it, whatever, or thanks for poorly read news hour or whatever. I don't
Right.
care. I do it for me.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
So then Thursdays, I've actually been reading Operation Paperclip. So hopefully, I don't think I'm going to actually read it tomorrow. I think I probably end up being, if I do, it would be after I did State of the Union.
Right. Yeah, that's tomorrow, I believe, isn't it?
It is tomorrow. So, and that's where it's like I'd probably end up doing State of the Union for what it is at some point in time. And then, if I was still awake and I felt that the computer was up to it, I would try reading a chapter or two of Operation Paperclip just to try getting it. I want to try getting it done. I want to finish it. I don't want it to last forever. It wasn't something I wanted to last even 6 months or anything near that. It's been, what am I on? Jesus, computer just did this again.
Yeah, so it must be hitting something, because if it's predictable in its timing, then it's probably high heat, and then sooner or later it will shut off because it's overheating. So yeah, something's overheating, and something's causing that. So
yeah, I had a fan in this room, but I got it confiscated because my wife needed something to actually give her some sound in the middle of the night.
right. No,
I'm gonna have to. I think we have a small fan that I'm gonna go try seeing if I can't point right at the computer at the back end of it, because I always believed that was a heat issue in the first place.
Yeah.
But the oddity of now, it doesn't do this when I'm in StreamYard. When I'm in StreamYard, it will actually cut me out and actually not allow me to have the conversation still after the computer crashes. Which is why I thought it was really weird. We're not in StreamYard.
Yeah.
We're in Rumble Studio. Rumble Studio is not actually doing it to me, which is kind of interesting. I find that very cool of Rumble Studio to not crash right along with it. StreamYard would crash right along with it pretty much.
Yeah, it won't crash, but it won't crash with you, but you can't get back onto stream. You can get back in studio, but you can't get back on the stream. So that's one of the hurdles I hope they fix, because otherwise it's gonna be a hard. And also the presentation thing, like the presentation thing doesn't allow you to have everyone who's on your stream up on the screen at the same time. So that's gonna be something too. Hopefully they look in that and get that, because right now
without having a camera on, you can't have the other person on the screen. And I'm like,
that too. Yep.
That's not
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. To my end for promotion. So I am on YouTube, Rumble, at Daramouthe. I also have a Twitter X fan account at Daramouthe, VERAMOUTHE. It's a fan account for a reason. I've said it many times because my original account was suspended by Twitter X, and they never gave me a reason for it. So, or reason, sorry, not reason for it. So, yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, if you want the same opportunity like Koolfrogg here, which I went to him, he didn't come to me. And he's gone. He'll be back. Is that what was it? Is that if you go to the Twitter X fan account, you go to Discord at Daramouthe, you can DM me there. You can use my email at crazer6@protonmail.com, CRAZZER6@protonmail.com. You can email me there. Those are the 3 ways you can reach me if you want to come on and have the same opportunity. Because again, I've had creators, non-creators, I've even had VTubers on this. VTubers! I've had VTubers on this. Just about everyone has the same opportunity to come on here and do this. Like, the only people I'm not looking to have on here is troublemakers, people who just want to ruin things. They, the bad sort of trolls or whatever, and the like. So, but if you'd like to have the opportunity to come on, go to the Twitter X fan account, go to Discord at Daramouthe, go to my email me there. The door is open. All you have to do is walk through. So everyone has about the same opportunity to come on. So, but anyway, follow me there, find me there, DM me there, and I hope to see you soon, because tomorrow I have on. Hold on, I gotta check who I have on tomorrow. I have on Tom B tomorrow at what time?
Who?
I have Tom B on at 6:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Tom B.
Tom B. TOMBI, but he sounds it as Tom B.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so that will be another person on. And next week I have from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Saturday I have people. So it's going to be an issue time next week. But it's that was like weeks in advance stuff. So I'm still trying to I have set up in advance people coming on, but it's always good to ask the day before, like, are you still coming on, whatever, because with you, because I was still trying to figure out, like, when could you come on, what time and all stuff. So
even an hour before we were supposed to go, I actually kind of asked you for the hour, because I'm like, it's just, whatever time is just not working for me, whatever. I didn't, whatever,
and that's fine. As long as you give me enough advance, we can work it out. It's just some things, man. Right. So, but yeah, I can't imagine if you'll be able to continue anymore more because of your computer stuff. So it's up to you if you want to
go on. I doubt I'll probably I doubt I'll go live tonight. I'll probably just sit around and do other things, probably play a game or something. It just shut the computer off or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll look at it later once I'm not so frustrated with it.
Yeah.
Play with it nice,
Yeah. So let me stroke your keys and see what's going on. Oh yes, speak to me. Yes, I hear you. Oh yes.
That. I think the last thing that you asked me or whatever was to actually to shill myself, to promote myself out or whatever. Yeah. The one day that it didn't actually say, or there's a couple things I didn't say. Tomorrow, Thursday early noon, I go live with Crystal, and then I do my regular Thursday night reading. The Thursday night reading might not happen, as we do have the other thing coming up with the State of the Union. Right. And then Friday, like I said, are always open mics. Saturdays are news with friends. Whatever. I give them a derail stream or whatever. I allow them to try preventing me from actually giving them a news.
Right.
Sometimes I get the best of them. Sometimes they get the best of me.
Right.
Sundays I go live with Darth and Squab and others, like Digger 420's been joining us. I think there's supposed to be a couple of different people joining us this coming week for exploring spirituality, where we actually have been currently going through the book of Matthew.
Nice.
So lots and lots of stuff always going on.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And so when does the content creator thing end for you?
It just started like the 14th, I believe. So it should be another week.
Okay, so you have another week till it's ended, and
Yeah.
yeah. For me, I before things get shut down or whatever, I after a while I kind of thought about it, I was like, you know what, for what it's worth, I don't think I'd join the content creator program. I mean, I know it'd probably get more views or whatever, but my thing is like, one, it's restrictive on, you have to do 2 hours on Rumble exclusively, and
Exclusive.
yeah, and then the thing is like,
And
it's
share it to social media, which is where you kind of there's a way to get around the exclusivity thing or whatever, because you can stream it to your X account
yeah.
while you're streaming it to the Rumble or whatever, and it still actually works itself out.
Yeah,
But whatever, you can't stream it to another major platform like YouTube that's a rival.
yeah. Yeah, no, and that's understandable. But for me, it's just like, one, it's restrictive because you have to do
Mhm.
5 days a week, 2 hours for each of those days for 30 days. And like, for $500, you're not even getting 500. You're getting like 250 because the tax is going to take away half that. So you're kind of like,
You see, lucky for me, I have no state income tax here in South Dakota, so I mean, it's kind of,
you'll still have federal though, won't you?
yeah, there's still some federal.
Yeah, that's where the point drops off.
But-
So, but for me, it's just like, it's restrictive. I mean, I understand why it's restrictive, and the pay is kind of small. But for me, I think majority of people are in it for like the followers and stuff. But for me, it's like,
Yes,
I'm
and that's the exposure. The
Yeah.
exposure. Oh
right
my
now.
Lord.
I mean, right now.
This computer just shit on me again.
Well, let's end it quickly. So, I've been organic, I've been natural, and all that stuff. So because of the conversation I'm having with other people, yeah, it's been organic. So anyway, before
What time did you say you go live every night?
Not every night. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is usually at 7
Monday.
p.m. But depending on who I have, the time may change. Like tonight,
Oh,
obviously.
okay.
But I usually tell my time on Twitter X. So if you follow me on Twitter X, you'll find the time there. But yeah. So before Koolfrogg goes
Y'all heard
offline,
him. Check him out on X, so that way you get all the updates and whatnot. When it comes
X, YouTube,
back.
Rumble.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
No, you're
it.
not a problem. Yeah, and I'm glad you came on. I'm glad it sort of worked out. So, but you're always welcome.
We'll see if we can't get something worked out again or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
You're always-
not have such bad luck, or use my wife's computer or something, and maybe
Yeah,
you
you're always welcome. You are always welcome back. There's no issue with that. I always welcome back people I have on. So anyway, thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate you all for coming. I appreciate Frog for coming, and I will see you next time, because I know he's gonna probably be shut down pretty soon. So anyway,
Later.
See you guys for tomorrow for Tomby at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. So
Nice.
yeah, see you again. See you tomorrow, guys.
All right, later.
Bye.